I hope this is going to be useful as we start seeing public networks and private networks become much more indistinguishable, because I do think that many of the decentralized capabilities that we see on public networks are going to become increasingly important. So I just want to share with you a few ideas and start thinking about how this might impact things like governance and business models. But my first slide, if I can get it to work, is a very simple one of saying, well, when we use the word token economy, I kind of use the words token and digital asset to mean the same thing, very interchangeable. And as you know, our digital assets will be supported by smart contracts in terms of changing the state of our of our digital asset, and it'll be recorded on the blockchain. But I think what's important is the taxonomy of what do we mean by a digital asset, or what do we mean by a token. And as you probably know, IBM organized cross-industry attempt to define different types of tokens. But I've been very influenced by a lady that you may know called Lisa Tan. She posts every day or most days about tokenomics and about decentralized finance. And she has what she calls the SUM model, SUM, where she says the token is probably going to fall into one of three categories. It's going to be a security, it's going to be utility, or it's going to be money. So I borrowed that off of her. I keep playing with what the hell I call it. You know, so money has become value, and security on this slide is saying NFT. But I basically think that her top level analysis is quite helpful, where you've got, so M being the money one, well, this is value. So this would be a Bitcoin, this would be a stable coin, this would be probably some method of payment of value. The security, that one is super interesting and obviously breaks out into huge categories. But I think that's where something like identity sits. And I think the security is likely to be non-fungible. So this is where you might have an NFT, for example. But the one in the middle, the utility, my point of view is actually that could be the most exciting of all, and the one I'm going to talk about most in this presentation, because I think the utility token can be really helpful in governance as you start looking at on-chain voting and as you start looking at business models to drive collaboration. So I'm probably going to talk most about that utility token, but that's kind of my entry slide as to what I mean when I'm talking about digital assets. And